Liberty, when it begins to take root, is a plant of rapid growth. Assalamu alaikum and heartfelt greetings to one and all. Myself, Fatima Niha, along with my fellow mates of class 10G, are here in the remembrance of Quit India Day and Nagazaki Day. Today, it is to honor those brave hearts whose constant efforts has brought freedom to us, and also in remembrance of those millions of souls who lost their lives in another freedom fight. So, is there any idea on how these two important historic events are connected to each other? Well, here is Adil Muhammad Ashraf to give a glimpse about both the events.
Hello, I am Adil Muhammad Ashraf from 10G, here to talk about the connection between Quit India Day and Nagasaki Day. Nagasaki Day is observed to be commemorated on the day when a Fat Man atomic bomb was dropped on the city of Nagasaki and killed 80,000 people during World War II. It is believed that the reason of dropping the bomb on Nagasaki was to affect the military. The bombing was a response from the Americans when they attacked the Pearl Harbor. A little about the Quit India Day. The Quit India Day was launched at the Bombay session of All India Congress Committee by Mahatma Gandhi on August 8, 1942. It was a protest initiated to demand an end of British rule in India. The movement was started on August 9, 1942, and since that day it is now celebrated as Quit India Day. Both these events completely changed the history of their countries. India finally received freedom from Britain after almost 100 years of British rule. After the bomb, the casualties and damage caused Japan into an unconditional surrender from the World War II. Thank you.
Thank you, Adil. It was really informative. Freedom, in any case, is only possible by constantly struggling for it. As Albert Einstein said, it's very true. If we see in the case of Indian independence story, India received its first ray of hope in the path of independence by the Quit India movement. Till then, the Indian independence was under the guidance of Mahatma Gandhi, followed the path of Ahimsa. With this movement, the overall image of Indian independence journey changed, and that is reflected by its very motto, do or die. With this came forward the Quit India movement. So now, let me invite Hajra Anis for giving us more information about Quit India Day.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hajra Anis. Today I am going to speak a few words about Quit India Day. A significant day in the month of August which holds a special place in Indian history is on August 9. This day is observed as Quit India Day and it is also known as Bharat Chodo Andolan or August Kranti movement. It was a civil disobedience movement started by Mahatma Gandhi during the Second World War. After passing the Quit India resolution of All India Congress Committee, Mahatma Gandhi gave his famous Do or Die speech at Mumbai's Gowalia Tank, marking the beginning of the Quit India movement. Within hours of speech, almost the entire Indian National Congress was imprisoned without trial. Several national leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Abul Kalam Azad, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel were arrested. The Congress declared an unlawful association. Leaders were arrested and its offices all over the country were raided and their funds were frozen. The first half of the movement was peaceful with demonstrations and processions. The peaceful protest carried till Gandhiji's release. The second half of the movement was violent with raids and setting fire at post offices, railway stations and government buildings. The Viceroy Council of Muslims, Communist Party and Americans supported Britishers. The final phase of the movement was marked on September 1942, where mobs getting together and bombings in government places of Mumbai and Madhya Pradesh. The British refused to grant immediate independence and stated that it could only be granted after the war ended. Finally, India got independence in 1947. I am concluding my words by telling that this year India will be celebrating 79th anniversary of Quit India Day. On this day, the leaders of the country and people pay tribute to the freedom fighters by conducting integration speeches and other cultural events. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, Hajra, for such worthwhile words. There was another story of freedom fight, which led to the miserable demise of millions of souls, and that was the Nagasaki and Hiroshima massacre, where millions lost their lives, and still every heart born there suffers from its remnants. So now, let me call upon Rania for giving us a detailed knowledge about Nagasaki Day.
Assalamu alaikum. Let us commemorate the day when Fat Man killed 80,000 people on 9 August 1945 on Nagasaki. The Fat Man atomic bomb was dropped using a parachute from American B-29 bomber at 11:02 local time. It exploded 1.652 feet above the ground and it completely devastated the city. Let us go to the date. On August 9, 1945, the US dropped the second nuclear bomb on Nagasaki. The third day after the Hiroshima was destroyed, the Fat Man killed 80,000 people. This led to the Japan's unconditional surrender on the Second World War. The parachute dropped Fat Man at 11:02, about 1.652 feet above the Nagasaki, now known for its offshore island. Today, Nagasaki Day is being observed all across the world to promote peace and to create awareness about the threat of nuclear weapons. Thank you and have a nice day. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Rania. Your words were truly profound. Freedom fighters were the young leaders who fought for the nation to bring freedom and sacrificed their lives while doing so. Our freedom fighters faced pain, immense torture, and hardship to stand against the Britishers and their troops. Hence, they are considered the quintessence of the patriotic people. Today, their hard work, sacrifice, and pain had led to our freedom. Various freedom fighters fought endlessly to free us from the slavery and also to protect our motherland. Let me welcome my teammates to give an insight on some of the most gallant and exceptional freedom fighters.
The role of the great Mahatma Gandhi in the Quit India movement. The Quit India movement, also known as the August movement. It was a movement launched at the Bombay session of the All India Congress Committee by Mahatma Gandhi on 8 August 1942, during World War II, demanding an end to British rule in India. After the failure of the Cripps mission to secure Indian support for the British war ahead, Gandhi made a call to do or die in his Quit India speech delivered in Bombay on 8 August 1942. The All India Congress Committee launched a mass protest demanding what Gandhi called an orderly British withdrawal from India. Even though it was at war, the British were prepared to act. Almost the entire leadership of Indian Congress was imprisoned without trial within hours of Gandhi's speech. Most spent the rest of the war in prison and out of contact with the masses. Gandhiji suffered endless agony from activities that the British did to crush the Quit India movement. Thank you and have a nice day.
Role of Dr. Rajendra Prasad in Quit India movement. As a supporter of Mahatma Gandhi, Prasad was imprisoned by British authorities during the Salt Satyagraha of 1931 and the Quit India movement of 1942. After the Constituent Assembly 1946 elections, Prasad served as the Minister of Food and Agriculture in the central government.
The role of Jawaharlal Nehru in Quit India movement. Nehru played a leading role in the development of internationalist outlook of Indian independence struggle. He sought foreign allies for India and forged links with movements for independence and democracy all over the world.
Role of Subhash Chandra Bose in Quit India movement. Subhash Chandra Bose has remained an emotive figure in Indian political discourse. Born on this day in 1897, Subhash Chandra Bose continues to be a symbol of assertive nationalism and is often contrasted with Mahatma Gandhi and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru to paint a picture that shows the three great personalities in the light of discord. However, beyond the politics of Subhash Chandra Bose admired the Mahatma Gandhi and Pandit Nehru and had a very affectionate relation with them. In August 1942, when Mahatma Gandhi launched the Quit India movement, Subhash Chandra Bose was in Berlin. It is recorded that reading this news in Berlin, Subhash Chandra Bose told his close associate C.N. Nambiar that he needed to be with Gandhiji. It was around the same time that Subhash Chandra Bose was in the process of formation of Azad Hind Fauj to launch attacks on British. In his Azad Hind radio message from Berlin, Subhash Chandra Bose had called the Quit India movement of Mahatma Gandhi the non-violent guerrilla warfare. It was no coincidence that Subhash Chandra Bose had named two of the Azad Hind Fauj brigades after Gandhi and Nehru. He played a crucial role in freeing the country from the clutches of 200 years of British rule in his own inimitable way. Much like the other leading lights of the day such as Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru, he was sent to prison 11 times during 1920 to 1941. Till the last day of his life as an active freedom fighter, he kept the spirit of fighting the British. Even at the time of his death, he was planning to migrate to Russia and find a new way to combat the British, and it is the persistence and patriotic fervor that he needs to respect more than anything else. To commemorate his contribution to India's struggle for independence, every year on 23rd January, Subhash Chandra Bose's birthday is celebrated across various parts of the country.
Thank you all. Now let us see all the amazing paintings done by our extremely talented artists. Wow, that was exquisitely beautiful. And there we comes to an end of our program. We can't go back and change the history. Life is not a ride on a time machine. But definitely we can work together hand in hand for a better tomorrow. A tomorrow that realizes its mistakes from the past, rectify it and never repeat it. Let's not make another Hiroshima or Nagasaki. Let's make this world a better place and save it in its true form. If possible, even a little better for our successors. Let's not repent again. Let's not wait for another Quit India to harvest peace and freedom. Because it's nobody's possession, but everybody's right. Let's do our duties and enjoy our rights. Let's be brave and say, dear past, thank you for all your lessons. And dear future, I'm ready.
Thank you.